I'm gonna keep it real. Getting clients is hard. This isn't gonna be the 5 step way to easily get clients in 15 seconds. There's tens of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of video editors out there. You're competing with all of them, and it's kind of tough to be at the top. And I'll keep it real. Maybe I'm not the best editor, but I've gotten a lot further than a lot of people. I'm 3 years in. I've got a lisp, goddamn. I'm 3 years in. I'm working with the largest creators in the world. My portfolio is in the description. Don't go to it now because you're gonna fuck up my retention. But essentially, working with guys with millions of subscribers, and I've basically made it as an editor. I'm not working a normal job. I'm 19 years old. I don't go to university, and yeah, I'm living life. So I'm gonna show you sort of how to make sure that you're getting hired as an editor, because you getting clients is pretty important. It's not much of an editing career if you're not making money. So gonna show you it now. Essentially, in the last video we talked about something called client flow. Client flow essentially is the engine of your career. For anyone that hasn't watched it, I'll explain it quickly now. If you have, just bear with me, and I think it'll be good for me to explain it again. Client flow is the engine of your career. Client flow is essentially how many clients you're getting. A lot of people try improving their editing skill, they try improving their workflow, they try improving how much money they're making, so their income. They're trying to improve all these things, but what they don't realize is having clients is actually how you do this. Because when you have clients, you're exposed to more pieces of work, which means your editing skill gets better. You're exposed to more videos, which means your workflow gets better. You have more leverage when you're talking to more people, and more people want you, therefore you're higher in demand, your income increases. So basically, having clients will improve every single area of your career. And we defined a client flow formula. So this is a formula of how to increase your client flow as offer multiplied by volume. So that is a C. Client flow. Offer is your video editing services. Volume is how many people see it. Essentially, your offer, your video editing services, the better it is, the more clients you will get. Crazy thing to say, I know, in this day and age when everyone's telling you there's like a quick way to do it in 1 step with 15 seconds, and you post this giveaway, and like people will tell you all this bullshit. The truth is, if your video editing service is better, if your offer is better, you will get more clients, undeniably. So getting a better offer is a point of leverage, which means if you improve this, you will get more client flow. And volume is how many people see that offer. You could be the best editor in the world. You could be 5,000 times better than me. But if nobody sees you, they're still going to go for me. So being able to have a lot of people look at your offer is important. And I talked about this in the last video. Today, I want to talk about offer and delve a little deeper into that. We've already said that your offer is your video editing services, right? But what differentiates one video editing service to another? Why is it that there's 10,000 different editors, probably 99,500 are struggling to get clients, and like 500 of them are actually doing well? If there were 100 editors, maybe one is doing okay, and he's getting more clients than he knows what to do with, while 99 are literally struggling, watching videos like these about how to get clients. What differentiates this one person from the 99%? His offer, in most cases. Maybe it's volume. If essentially, if you're new, likelihood is you're struggling with volume. You're not getting it seen by enough people. But as you're getting more and more feedback from the market, which is honestly, in most cases, the feedback you get from the market is that people aren't hiring you, you got to start focusing on offer. There's an offer formula. Actually, no, not an offer formula. We'll talk about that later. Essentially, with an offer, your one goal is to build confidence. A client has a need. This is the client. That's a face. I don't know why I drew it like that. This is the client. And this is a man with desires, pains, goals. Essentially, a lot of people forget this. This client is a human, and he has his own desires, pains, goals, family, trauma. He has all these different things about him. And each one of them cause more and more pain. He has desires which are unmet, which causes him pain. He wants 1 million subscribers. This is him right now. His goal is 1 million subscribers, but he's currently here, and he needs to take the steps to his goal. The fact that he is not yet able to take the steps means that he's in pain. It's almost like there's a fire under him. Pain, he's struggling to find an editor. He's getting low views every single time he posts a video, and he's expecting 800,000 views, but recently he's been getting more like 50,000. Every single time he posts, he feels more pain. His goals, just like before, having this goal that he hasn't been able to reach, and he's in this fire. The longer he stays and he hasn't reached his goal, the more pain he is in. And when pain is relieved, when you can remove someone from pain, value is created. People find it valuable for you to remove pain. If you were struggling to get clients and I made a video about how to get clients, you would find that valuable. If you were struggling to write on a piece of paper, like let's say you were in school and you wanted to take notes, but you weren't able to write notes because you had nothing to write with, that causes you pain. If someone could give you a pen, that would be them giving value to you. So when pain is relieved, that's the word. When pain is relieved, value is created. And when value is created, money is made. So essentially, a client will have all these desires, pains, and goals, and they will want to receive value. So they go into the marketplace. This is the client, they go into the marketplace, and now there's all these different vendors. These are all different editors, and they come up to him like, hey bro, I'm a video editor. Hey, I can do this for you. Hey, I can get you more views. Essentially, I can fix your problems. I can give you value. Hundreds of thousands of editors. And this is you. You're one of them as well. This is you. Now, what makes this client choose this offer rather than yours? It's offer confidence. Offer confidence is when a client knows that a certain offer, so you guys are all coming up to this one client with offers, with saying, here's my video editing services. He will only choose one which he believes will solve his problem the best. Offer confidence is built when they believe that your service will fulfill their desires, their pains. It will give them value because it alleviates their pain. Now, offer confidence, this is the offer formula we want to talk about now. Offer confidence is trust multiplied by efficiency. I've got my notes up here as well, boys. Trust multiplied by efficiency. Essentially, trust, how likely is it that this guy can actually do what he's telling me he could do? He's saying he'll get me more views. He's saying he'll get me more subscribers. He's saying he'll meet deadlines. He's saying that the videos will be more dynamic and the animations will be cool. He's saying all these things, but what's the percentage likelihood chance that he actually sticks to his word? Because I promise you, every single flipping video editor, every random Indian guy is going into his DMs as well, saying he'll maximize retention. When he goes onto his page, he has 4 followers and has never edited for anyone before. What the fuck do you mean you maximize retention? You need to build trust in your clients, and I'm going to show you how to do that first. There's 5 things that essentially build trust in your offer that show that you can achieve the results that you're promising. The first one is editing ability, brand, portfolio, previous clients, PC, and communication. So this is, editing ability. No other editing creator for some reason wants to talk about this, but I'm not going to bullshit you. If you want to make money editing, you need to be a good video editor. I fucking hate all these guys that they'll sell courses. Like, I've been through other video editing courses, not because I needed them, but in all honesty, I was making my own program. I have my own program, the editing layer. Isn't me selling you. If you want to join it, you can join it. It's cool. But essentially, I joined every other video editor's course. Do you know how fucking embarrassed I was to be a video editor? Like, bro, I go through all of these courses, and it's actually embarrassing the fact that they don't teach video editing. They'll teach you about like how to get clients and stuff like that, and like that's cool. Getting clients, I teach that as well. That is a very important part. But fundamentally, you need to be a good video editor. I'm so sorry, but you and your shitty like captions, Finzar captions that you followed from a tutorial from 3 years ago, it's not gonna cut it. And I love Finzar. We follow each other. We're both on really good terms. This isn't to shit on his tutorial. It's really good. I fucking grew as an editor watching them a few years ago. But that's not gonna fucking cut it for you to get to thousands a month. You need to learn how to become a better video editor, and I say that meaning like your actual editing ability, your visuals. Like if I went onto your work right now, like I'll go onto my own portfolio. If I went onto your work right now, could you create like crazy animations and shit? This isn't me telling you that you need to like do it as crazy as this. But if I looked at your work, is it possible that like I can say, okay, yeah, this guy can edit. If I can imagine him editing my work.
These are the biggest brain people on TikTok.
So your editing ability is the highest leverage thing to improve your trust. Next is your brand. Your brand is essentially your online presence. It's your Twitter, it's your Discord, it's literally any point of contact that people can have with you online is part of your brand. A brand is not your followers, it's not how many shitty giveaways you do, it's not how many people like give you like these fake hype comments in your when you post a tweet. That's not what a brand is. A brand, it's something that can't really be quantified. The thing that I like to say is, if someone was talking about you behind your back, so these two people already knew about you and you didn't know that they were talking about you, what's the sort of thing that they would say? Would they say that, oh yeah, he's the really good editor who knows his shit, he's working with huge clients and yeah, I trust him, and like maybe I'm not working with him right now, but I'd probably refer him, like yeah, he's really like cool, he's smart, like yeah, that's the stuff that people would talk about you? Or would they say that, nah, he doesn't really post online, he's kind of like inactive, whenever he does post it's a shit post, or it's him complaining about clients, or it's him swearing under someone else's post. When you go into his likes, his OnlyFans models, like, what type of bullshit are you doing? So your brand is your online presence, and I really hope by you watching this now, maybe you'll have the humility to look at your own profile and say, okay, maybe I'm not liking OnlyFans model pictures, but my online presence could be better. I could be a bit more active. I could be posting my work. I could be stop interacting with like shitty people and actually talk to guys that are in the same community as me, who are also grinding and editing, get interactive with our community, talking to other people, networking. Like, this is what your brand is. It's the image that you give of yourself to the world. The reason that it builds so much trust in a client is when, let's say you outreach to a client, you're in this guy's DMs and you send him, hey bro, I'm looking for are you looking for an editor or whatever, like here's my portfolio and shit. You get ghosted by like 99% of people. And you're thinking that, oh, maybe it's my portfolio right now, he checked it out and it's just not good enough. Maybe he saw my work and it's like, oh, I need to improve my work. The truth is, he probably didn't even check your portfolio. The guy didn't even check your portfolio. No offense, but your portfolio has been seen by a lot less people than you think. When you send it to someone, no one really gives a shit. The reason being, when they receive this DM, the first thing they do isn't click on that link you sent them. They go into your profile. And when they see that you haven't posted a single preview, you haven't grown your page, you haven't even tried, fair enough if you haven't got loads of like thousands and thousands of followers, but it's clearly you haven't even tried. Of course the guy's not going to go back to DMs and be like, okay, let me give this guy a chance. He's just going to ignore you. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've been in both positions. I've been the guy who's hiring and looking for editors, and the truth is, when I get 400 applicants, I don't check every single one. And when I'm helping another creator, so let's say I have a client and my prices have increased to the point where he can no longer afford me, and because we're still on good terms, I'll help him look for an editor. We don't look at 99% of your applications, and I'm sorry to say that. But you're watching this video and I'm hoping that I can get you to a point where you're not one of them. There's going to be other editors that are getting ignored. Don't let that be you. And realize that we check the person's profile, and this is subconscious. But if we check the person's profile and we see that, okay, this guy's being active, he's posting previews, he's interacting with the community, he's not professional, he has like personality, but he's not like randomly swearing and complaining on the timeline. We actually give your portfolio a shot, and then we go into your portfolio, and then if we like that, we DM you back, and we hire you and we pay you a lot of money. So your brand, what I like to say, your brand, your Twitter profile, everything you show online, it's the portfolio to your portfolio. It's to decide whether people even look at your portfolio in the first place. And next, your portfolio. This is the next thing that builds trust. So once people see your editing ability is good, your brand is on point, they'll go to your portfolio. And essentially, first of all, if you don't have a portfolio, go make one now. Please, just trust me when I say you're going to tell me that, oh no, I'll try get by, or I'll do it in a bit. I'll just try get a few clients first. I'll just share my work as links. I'll make a Behance. Like, bro, you need a portfolio. You don't know how many editors I see that are wasting their potential because they don't have a portfolio in place or it's not optimized. I'm not going to explain all of optimizing portfolio and stuff now because it's a whole science on its own. I've been through mentors. I've read fucking books about copywriting and like optimizing for like psychology. Like I've read psychology books about how to make a portfolio like convert well. You can watch a video, just search up like Malice, how to make a portfolio, Malice editing portfolio. It'll probably come up. It's on my channel. I give you like a template and yeah, all of that. So portfolio, the better your portfolio, it builds trust. Next is previous clients. Essentially, a huge concept in psychology is social proof. Social proof is understanding that humans copy humans, and especially when those humans are similar to humans that we are. We like copying people similar to us. If there was let's say you're in school, right? And this is the school playground where we've got a bird's eye view right now. And this is where your classroom is. And here there's there's like a gate, and then there's like a huge crowd of people here. And you essentially come out of class here with your friend. You and your friend come out of class. And there's loads of other people. And here there's like not 500, probably not on a playground, like 50 people here. You and your friend have come out of class. And you look over around, you're just going to chill. And you see this huge commotion. And you're thinking like, what's going on over there? The fact that there's loads of people makes it a lot more likely that you're going to go over. Because in another reality, if you and your friend were coming out and there were 4 people here and everyone is kind of spread out, you're not going to go check this out. But the fact that there's more people here makes you like, what's going on here? And let's say that you see, you're not convinced, you're like, oh, it's so far away, I'm chilling with my friend, there's probably no need to. Let's say that this person goes into the crowd, this person goes into the crowd, and this person goes into the crowd. Suddenly, your brain's kind of ticking, you're like, I want to go check that out. But you're chilling with your friend, you don't want to be rude, it's like, there's probably nothing going on, it's probably kids being retards. So you're still chilling, and then you see this person go in, and then this person. Now you're feeling a little more convinced, and then one of your friends goes in. Now, the fact that you're seeing not only people going towards this one place, but also your friend, someone who's similar to you. If you don't know this, but we often pick friends because we see similar traits within them. You probably have more friends that you vibe with, even on like a humor level or just like your ambitions. You would rather chill with people that are also ambitious like you. Same way, your best friend is probably very similar to you. So if you saw your best friend go towards here, now it's like, okay, people similar to me, this is in your like kind of primal vein, people similar to me are doing this thing, and all these pieces of evidence make it more and more likely that you're finally going to say, fuck it, I'll check it out. This is why when fights happen, especially in schools, you have like fucking huge crowds. Starts as like 2 guys fighting, a couple of guys join, and then the fight starts, and then 3 more people join, and then you have this huge crowd. This is social proof. Another example, like Amazon reviews. There's a reason why Amazon reviews, it's on every single fucking product. It's the reason why when you're about to buy something, especially on Amazon, and you see that it has not even 0 stars, but literally 0 reviews at all, you don't want to buy it. If you had 2 options, one with 0 reviews and one with even 4 reviews, and 3 of them were 3 stars and like 1 of them was a 5-star, like it's kind of mid reviews, you would still trust this a lot more than this. It's because people have already experienced the product and you don't want to go into something alone. So when someone sees that you've worked with previous clients, you've worked with these YouTubers, when a YouTuber sees that, oh, I go into this guy's page and it's clear he's worked with another client with 1 million subs and 300k subs, and oh, this guy in the gaming scene, and then this guy in the self-improvement scene, it's like he trusts you a lot more. He thinks that, okay, he's done it with other people, he can probably do it with me. This is why on my portfolio I show like, yo, I've worked with these guys. Jess at 18 million. I haven't updated these in a while. He's probably got a few more million now. Sayeef BK, Socks for One. And these are only the guys that I haven't got NDAs with. I haven't got a contract where I can't say like I don't work with them. So these are like, they're big, but I've got a lot bigger. But this serves as social proof enough. When you go onto my Twitter, when I say that I've worked with Sayeef PK, I've worked with Jess, I've worked with Al, I've worked with Tico, I haven't even updated this in a while. The main thing, even if you haven't got like huge clients, let's say you haven't got someone with 1 million subscribers, let's say you haven't got someone with 20, 30 million subscribers, the difference between a 0 review and at least a few mid reviews is huge. Even you saying you've worked with a guy with 300 subs, 500 subs, it's a random client in some fucking weird anime niche. The fact that you've worked with people is social proof on its own. And as you use that social proof, you essentially leverage it to get higher clients. You have a 300 subscriber client, you put that on your profile, you keep working, you keep grinding, you say you've worked with this guy, and you leverage that to get a 1k client. And then this guy gets you a 2k client, and then now a 10k client trusts you. And it's like, you can keep updating this. I used to have random people that played Fortnite, like, because when I used to start editing, you can scroll down on my page, like I kept all my posts and stuff. I used to edit in the Fortnite space. I used to put guys with like 15 subscribers that would have like a Fortnite channel, but at least it was social proof. So have whoever you can, and the bigger you can get, the better. So that's previous clients giving you social proof. And next is communication. Communication, a lot of people don't realize this, but the way you portray your value is sometimes as important as the value itself. There's two things. There's objective value and there's perceived value. Objective value is objectively how much is your stuff worth. Objectively, how good is your editing ability. Objectively, how good is your portfolio. These are things that are objective. Like, it's binary. Like, if you had two people side by side and compared them, perceived value is how does this person's brain see that? Like, how valuable does it seem? Because I'll be so raw, I would say my editing's pretty good. But there are editors better than me. And the sad part is, they make less money than me. The thing is, my perceived value is higher. The way I've branded myself, the way I've set up my portfolio, the way I talk to people, the way that in a negotiation I can use psychological techniques, which maybe they don't know is going on. Maybe it's a bit manipulative. I'll be real. I've researched into some like low-key kind of dark shit. But when I'm able to use these techniques and make people value me even higher, I seem way more valuable. And you can do the exact same thing. And honestly, it just comes down to communication and social skills. If you're going to do one thing, if you watched the video up to this point, you're actually serious about this, I promise you the best book that you will ever read. Let me bring it up here. Read this fucking book right now. I think it's inverted. How to Influence and Influence People. I read this book when I was 17 years old, I believe. I was always like a quiet kid when I grew up. This is like the stereotypical like kind of story that everyone gives, but I was a quiet kid. When people say introvert, I was as introverted as they got. I would be the kid where, while all my friends are kind of talking, not even all my friends, it would be when all my like classmates and like people that I knew off by face would be like talking to each other, it would be me and like one random friend that would be in the corner of the playground kind of just chilling, and like that was the height of my social life. Maybe I have like a small group of like 4 or 5 friends, and it's like, oh, having a close circle, like I'd rather have close friends than like loads of people. But the truth is, like, it's not the fact that you would rather have a close friend, it's just the fact that you don't have a huge social circle. Stop coping and saying that you would rather have a few close friends and, oh, most people are fakes and shit. You just have shit social skills. You can have a huge social life. You can get to know everyone in your school. You can get to know everyone that you meet. and have close friends. So stop coping and saying that, oh, I'd rather have a few close friends. And I'm saying this as if you're my younger self, because I needed to hear that. I was lonely as fuck, and I hated that, because in first year college, I saw all my old friends, like the people that I talked to, start meeting new people. So this is when I was 16 years old. Start meeting new people. Some of them are getting girlfriends. I'm still lonely. It's not lonely, but like, I was awkward. I couldn't meet new people. And I kept hearing about this book again and again, How to Influence and Influence People. And it was after months, probably about a year after hearing about this book, I finally bought it. I bought the book. I read it. I obsessed over it. And I implemented everything. By the end of it, I could walk into any room and I knew every single person in there. Not to be that cringe, not like in a cringe, like, oh, popular kid type of way. I wouldn't say I was like the popular kid, but I knew everyone. And like, we were on terms of like, oh, we'll dap each other up, like, oh, like, we'll have small talk, all of that. I could go into a random cafe and I'll meet random people. Recently, I went to Bali and there was this place called Tribal. Tribal is this co-working place where downstairs you have like this co-working space where it's like a cafe sort of vibe where everyone's working. Upstairs is a hostel where there's people kind of staying. And this place, it was basically a hotspot for entrepreneurs. These are guys that they are living here purely because their work allows them to. Just like how editing and like this business allows me to travel the world, it's doing it for them as well. So these are high level guys, and I'm going there not to stay, but just to chill in the cafe area, the co-working area downstairs. And old me wouldn't have spoken to anyone. And honestly, even while I was kind of looking around, I felt kind of awkward. I think naturally I'm still kind of not introverted. Yeah, I would say like naturally I kind of tend towards more introverted, but I was able to like just speak to random people. And that sounds weird, but I think a lot of people will relate, and you might relate to this as well, where you want to talk to people, but you don't. And then every single time you wait, and you're waiting for the right moment, it's like, oh, I'll wait for him to walk over. I'll wait for him to like be on a break. He's busy right now. You say all these things in your head. I'll wait for the right time, and then by then he's left, and you're like, oh damn it, I just missed it, and you regret it every single time. I'm like that normally every single time, but I use my social skills to just like start conversations with them. I implemented the things in this book, like ways of just starting small talk and learning how to make someone feel valued and learning how to make someone actually give you value. I met fucking millionaires there. I'll keep it real, I'm not a millionaire, so it's like me meeting guys that are making like hundreds of thousands a month is something new to me. I'm meeting guys who are in like, I met a guy who's super cool. He was in like an Airbnb business. Airbnb is where you can kind of host houses and stuff. So you buy properties and you let them out. This is a new business that I've never looked into. This isn't me saying I'm going to go into it because I'm going all 100 in this. But how awesome is it I'm able to learn from his lessons. And then I met another guy who's like a software engineer. He has his own like AI startup. You know how when people say like AI tools, they think ChatGPT, oh, look at this new like Sora AI, this video thing. When people say that AI is going to change the world, they are not talking about these like consumer AIs that everyone has access to. Because if everyone has access to something, it's not very special, is it? If everyone has access to $1 million means nothing. These AIs like ChatGPT, honestly, they're useful, don't get me wrong, but that's not what's going to genuinely change the world. I met a guy who works in like actual industry. Like when this guy showed me what AI can do, when the way it like manipulates data, the way it can do customer interactions, the way like you can like skyrocket conversion rates with a tool. I'm like, bro, I didn't even know this shit was possible. I was here talking about, oh, this AI tool looks pretty cool. Like, oh, I wonder if this can work in my business. ChatGPT, let's go. Like, ChatGPT 4 point something came out. Like, I'm doing all this shit while this guy is working behind the scenes on like big projects. I'm able to meet these guys, and I learned so much on that trip, just going Bali for a few days. Imagine I never met those people. I got so many new ideas for my own business, my own product, like in the editing layer. basically, I have like a program, I've already talked about this earlier in the video, where I teach editors, and my main thing is how to get results. How do I get editors to make a fuck ton of money? And these guys were like, I'm showing them my product. I'm showing them like, yo, this is what I'm doing. And then they're telling me like, oh yeah, have you tried changing that thing? Oh, try it. Like, this is really good. Why don't you double down on that? Have you implemented this like system? I'm like, holy shit, this is stuff that I haven't thought of. And I put a lot of time into my product. So when I heard this, I'm like, I got home and I implemented that straight away. When we're bringing on new coaches, when we're creating this new course, when I'm talking in a course in a different way because I know it'll get results better. These are ideas that I got because I was able to talk to other people. And I went on a bit of a side rant, but this is just to prove how important social skills are. I changed my social life. I'm a lot more charismatic. The way I speak on camera, sure, maybe I'm not the most confident or charismatic guy, but I would say I'm a lot better than that quiet kid that when I was at a family function, I would be playing Clash of Clans on my mum's phone sitting in the corner while the rest of my cousins all have fun. I've changed quite a decent bit. Social skills done changed my life, man. Made me a fuck ton of money. Go read that book, How to Influence and Influence People. Because those same skills that you use to talk to random people in real life are the exact same skills that you use when you're speaking to clients. I promise you, I've had times where I'll be communicating with someone, like let's say I'm talking to a client and we're agreeing on like 300 a video. I've been able to get it closer to like 800-900 simply through conversation. Through every single interview. Think about this. You getting clients, every single fucking time you open your mouth or you send a DM, you are using words, you are changing this person's like psychology about you. So every single word you say is changing this guy's psychology either for or against you, either for hiring or against hiring you. So why would you not optimize that? You're doing it with every single client. This is one of those like asymmetric advantages. Asymmetric advantages is where you can fix one skill and it basically fixes like half your life. Social skills is one of those things. You have more friends. You don't get burnt out because you are able to chill with people. You make more money because people actually want to work with you. Of course, communication is such a high leverage thing, and when people know that, you make them feel comforted by your words. When you can portray your value in a way that your perceived value is a lot higher, people actually value you. They can see that you're someone that works hard. They can see that you're someone that can be trusted. Of course they'll pay you more. And your ego right now is going to tell you that you can implement these things without even reading the book. You're going to say that, no, I'm a pretty good communicator. No, I know English pretty well. You think you know it. I promise you, there's things that you don't know you don't know. These are called unknown unknowns. You don't know what you don't know. There's things in this book, if you haven't read it, that you don't know. And once you read it and you implement it and you see the results, when you see the money coming in, when you see that this guy just accepted your prices when you threw out a number so large that you actually wanted him to say no. You had an extra client and you offered him 1,500 per video and he said yes because you offered it in the right way. You'll be surprised at the results you get. I hope you understand the conviction I speak about this book with. I don't have a link to this book. I'm not sponsored by this book. Dale Carnegie, like, I fucking wish. Like, this book changed my life. Go read it. It will make you more money. So these are the 5 things that build trust within your editing offer. Your editing ability, your brand, your portfolio, your previous clients, and your communications. This is trust that your editing service will actually deliver results. So it builds confidence. Results. Cool. So it will actually alleviate the pain that this person is feeling. Now, efficiency. Efficiency means, will it get me the results for the least amount of resources spent? If there's 2 people, let's say in like a alternate reality, literally like a parallel universe, there's someone who has all of these the exact same as you. So there's you with 4 points in editing ability, 3 in branding, 1 portfolio, 5 in whatever, and then like 0 in communication because you've never actually actively worked on your social skills. No offense. Let's say you're at this point, you got like a 3 out of 10. Let's say if there's another 3 out of 10. I'm fucking violating you, bro. I'm so sorry. But like, Okay, fuck it. I don't want to hurt your ego, like, because you're gonna click off the video. Let's say you're an 8 out of 10 book, so it'll make you happier. You're an 8 out of 10 in 2 different realities, and in one of them, you cost more than this version of you. So this is more expensive. This is less expensive. Which one is the client gonna get in a reality where every single thing is the same? Of course, it's gonna be the cheaper one, right? So the less resources something takes, not even the more likely, that's the one that they're going to choose if everything else is the same. So a lot of people think that this means that you need to lower your prices. And around here, we like making money. A lot of people shit on the idea of making money. Making money is a good thing. I'm not going to tell you to lower your prices. Because when I say the least resources, money isn't the only resource that can be cheap. There's 3 resources. There's money, time, and energy. Money is the most obvious one. If you are simply cheaper than someone who offers the exact same thing, you will be chosen. If you offer the exact same editing ability, the same brand, the same portfolio, the same previous client, like all this was the same, you would be favored if you were cheaper. But competing on price is never a good thing. You never want to compete on price, purely because it's a race to the bottom. This person charges 50, and then your competitor tries charging 40 to get the client, and you go under 30, and then by the end of it, you're working like 8 hours for $5. So we don't want to compete on money. Yet it is a way to be efficient. The other 2 I want to focus on is time and energy. You're a bit of a dumbass right now, so you don't value your time much. But as you get into more of entrepreneurship, more of business, which editing is, you'll realize that you're going to start valuing your time a lot more. Maybe you're charging like a couple $100 a video right now. When you're able to charge 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 per video, not per month, per video, I want to make that clear. And you know that you could get this done within a couple of days, you will start double thinking scrolling on your phone. You will start double thinking about spending time with a friend that you low-key don't even like, but you stay with them because you don't really have anyone else to chill with. You'll start double thinking those moments. Your time is a lot more valuable than you think. And for these high-paying, these successful creators that you're going for, these clients, they already, no offense, they're already a bit higher level than you, and they can value their time. You're going to come up to this point, you're starting to value your time, you're understanding this now, so I respect you for that. This guy also values his time. So if you can save this guy time, you are a godsend to him. You are an asset to his business, you're an asset to his life. When he knows that when he sends a video to you, you're not going to take 8 days to get the video, and he doesn't need to keep pestering you and being like, hey, is the video done? And then when you give the video in, you kind of fucked it all up, so he has to give revisions, and he spends 3 hours on a Wednesday night when he wanted to go out on a date with his girlfriend, and now he has to stay at home giving revisions to you for 3 hours. You're wasting this guy's time. And if there's if there's an editor that doesn't take that long, instead of you taking 8 days, he takes 3 days. And instead of taking 3 hours of revisions worth, okay, there's a few mistakes. Cool. There's always going to be mistakes. That's cool. And on a Wednesday evening, he's able to go out with his girlfriend and he's not stressed at all. And he knows, like, yep, I'm out here because my editor made sure everything was on time. He values you. So how do you make your offer more time efficient? The main thing is deadlines. Deadlines is essentially you meeting a deadline is probably one of the most attractive things that a creator could see from you. This sounds so stupid, but you literally keeping up to your word. You said you were going to do it in 7 days. Get it done in 7 days. You said you were going to get it done in 3. Get it done in 3. I don't give no offense. Nobody gives a fuck that you were ill. Nobody gives a fuck that you're burnt out. Nobody cares that you procrastinated. Nobody cares. You promised him 3 days. Why is it Tuesday and it's not done yet? So meeting deadlines is one of the most attractive things. I've seen so many editors get dropped because of this. I've been in so many calls with other creators. So recently, like I can't name the channel, but I was in a call with one of the largest channels in the world, the director for one of the largest channels, 20 million subscribers. And there's an interview question that I love asking. I like treating my interviews more like conversations. And I asked him, what's one trait that you've seen in editors that just makes you disgusted? Because I want to make sure I don't do that. And the first thing he said, he didn't even wait, he didn't hesitate, was being able to stick to their word. Communication, being able to say, like, I'm going to get it done by this day, and getting it done by that day. When you say you're going to meet a deadline, meet it. So you want to improve your workflow, and this is a whole thing on its own, so I can't explain all of it. Workflow, essentially, you'll get faster over time, but there's certain practices, and you can learn from other editors where you just steal someone else's workflow. There's something called iterative workflow. Can't explain all of it. It took me like an hour to explain in the editing layer. Essentially, iterative workflow is where you get faster at a certain thing the more times you do it, and you can build up an iterative workflow archive where you work with someone for a long time, or even like once or twice, and you build up resources to keep becoming faster and faster. There's a project archive, there's a iterative workflow document, and yeah, they're two main things. Which means that the first video might take you 6 hours, the second one takes you 4, third one takes you 2. Now you're taking like a 1 hour before video, but that used to take you 6. This is not only very attractive to a client, you make a fuck ton more money. Let's say you're charging the same amount. Let's say, for math's sake, let's say you're charging 1,000. 1,000 divided by 6, whatever that is, compared to 1,000 divided by 1. You getting paid 1,000, okay, let's say 5, because it's like an easier number to do maths with. You doing $200 an hour compared to you doing $1,000 per hour. You 5x'd your income simply by getting the video done faster. Whoa. It's a linear correlation. The faster you get the video done, the more money you make. Not only is it good for you, but your client actually feels happy about it. Because they're able to work on the next video, they don't need to stress about you, and they like getting shit done fast. Something I really want to talk about is coming back to the objective value and perceived value with deadlines. People often miss deadlines and the client gets pissed. The way to make a client even happier, or to prevent them being pissed off, you set the deadline. So let's say it's the 1st of the month. You set the deadline for the 7th, and you know in your brain that you're going to get it done by the 4th day. The reason you do this is, let's say you've planned to get it done on the 4th. So this is you setting an internal deadline. This is called internally imposed deadlines. You set the deadline for yourself and you hand it in on the 4th. Perfect. What actually happens is the client is even more happy. He expected to get it done on the 7th and you've done it on the 4th. Imagine this is like a dopamine meter. He expected it to be here. Oh, on 7 days, getting the video will give this much dopamine. But on the day, like the less time that you take, more dopamine. This is 4th. This is like if you did it instantly for some reason. Look how much more dopamine is released because he expected 7 and you gave 4. So artificially extended the deadline when you know that you can get it done faster. So you set it for 5 days when you know you can get it in 2. First of all, he's happy if it's done earlier, which increases the perceived value, because the objective value is still the same. You're still getting it done in 4 days compared to you just saying, I'm going to get it done on the 4th day. If you say you're going to get it done on the 4th day and you give it in on the 4th day, that's standard. The objective value is let's say, worth 1 point. If you give it in, if you told them that you're doing it on the 7th day and you give it in on the 4th, technically the objective value is still the same. You still done it in 4 days. The objective value is the exact same, but the perceived value is completely different. Let's say that if you told him you're going to do it on the 4th and you got it on the 4th, the perceived value is also 1 because you did exactly what's expected. But if you told him you're going to do it on the 7th and you now did it on the 4th, the perceived value might be like 5. So can you see how there's a difference between objective and perceived value? You've increased your perceived value. You've improved how much you're worth in the eyes of the client without actually changing anything. You're still getting it done in 4 days. So that's just a little bit of source that I wanted to give you about being more time efficient and showing that as your perceived value. The third way to improve your editing offer confidence efficiency. Damn, we've got like no space. Let's do a little curly arrow up here. Energy is essentially the less energy that someone needs to put into you for you to get the same result, the more attractive you are. Imagine I told you that I can make you $1 million. I can't. I haven't made $1 million myself. I'll keep it raw, so I don't know how to teach you to make $1 million. And I told you that there's two ways you can do this. There's one where I can basically give you the blueprint, and all you need to do is just follow it brain dead. Follow brain dead, and you will achieve the result that you want. 3-step process. Or imagine I offered you, I give you sort of like hints, and then I ask you for the brief, like what do you think you should do? And then I tell you like go research on your own. And then I tell you go put in 6 years of work. Then I tell you go report back to me. And then maybe you might get $1 million. Maybe. There's all these steps which take you energy, all for a maybe. You're not going to do that. This is a lot more attractive. Because in here, you need to do more energy. Even if it's the same result. Let's say I did guarantee you it. You're going to take whichever one's easier, whichever one takes less energy. In the same way, let's say you go up to a client and you promise him like good video. In one reality, you say, just give me footage. Give me like a tiny brief. This is like a small brief. And the video will be done. Compared to you, if you offered, give me the footage. Give me an in-depth brief. Give me all the assets. Give me a direction. I want you to jump on a call with me to give me like feedback. And then on Frame, like frame.io, I want you to give me revisions. And then we're going to do 3 rounds of that because I kept fucking up the video. And then you can do the SEO stuff and then you got to post it on your channel. Every single step takes him energy. I promise you, in his dream world, all he does is send you the footage and you get the video done. It takes minimal effort. So the less energy that we can make it that it takes for them to get their dream result, the more confidence that they'll have, the more efficient our offer will be. So that is how to build offer confidence. Trust with all of these things and efficiency. They trust that your editing service will actually work through all of these points, and that it will work at the least amount of resources spent. I want to touch back on this money point. I very specifically said being cheaper does not mean you will do well, because if you can improve enough in these areas, you differentiate yourself so much that money is no longer in the equation. A lot of people go into this market. They go into a market with 500,000 other editors that can give the exact same service as them, that can build the same amount of trust. No offense, but your editing is as good as most other editors. Your brand isn't built up as much as like anyone else. Your portfolio is just as mid as most people. You haven't worked with many huge people, and even if you have worked with some people, you don't show it off. So everything else of you might be the same as, let's say, 1,000 other people in the world. So you're competing with all these other guys, and if they offer the exact same thing as you, you are now offering on price. Let's say that they're just as efficient as you as well in time and energy. You're now competing on price. But if you can come in and say, let's say this client comes into the marketplace with the desire to have a certain level of editing ability, editing branding, and you are the only person that can meet their standards, that has the same amount of time efficiency, same amount, like level of energy required, same previous clients of like who you've worked with and the level of that you've worked with, same brand that you've built, same editing ability. You are the only person that can offer that. In reality, maybe there's like 1 or 2 other people, but compare this to you being against 1,000 other people. So now you're no longer, let's say, genuinely, like usually you can be in a market of 1. You're the only person that this guy is going to. So you can save $5 and he'll take you because you're the cheapest. You can also save 500 because you're the only person competing and you're still the cheapest. Who's cheaper than you? No one. There is no one. You can charge 1,000. Who's cheaper than you? There's no one. You can choose your pricing. So this is why I say don't compete on price. I added this money thing in for efficiency because it is true. Like if you are competing, if you are like the average editor, you are competing with money as well. But this goes out of the equation when you focus on everything else. So that is how to build offer confidence, and essentially the better you build this, the more confidence that you build here, and the more volume you have, which again is in the last video, you build client flow. Client flow, the engine of your career. You get more clients. Life is good. That's the whole video. Hope you got value out of this. This is a long ass video. God damn, 50 minutes. But yeah, hope you appreciate this, bro. Love you. Mwah. Do all the YouTube shit. Link in the description. I don't give a fuck. Like, do whatever you want.